And welcome back. We are Nate and Simone. Let me switch my screen so you can see Nate. There you go. We are Nate
Woo.
and Simone. We talk all things marketing. And today we are talking about from guesswork to growth, the 15 key marketing metrics through the V3 growth system. So basically, what we want to do is not just be doing activity, but we want to be paying attention to measurable growth. What are those measurable metrics, that those numbers that we need to be looking at that show exactly where our growth could be stalling or what's working, what's not working? So we're going to talk about that today. Before we get started, I want to remind you to subscribe to this channel because we are here every week and we are helping entrepreneurs to smash through that growth ceiling. So if you know somebody who needs that, they maybe have had some success, but they've hit a wall, right? They've gotten stagnant. There's a ceiling that they just can't seem to get over. Well, we're here to help. So subscribe to this channel and share this with them. Okay. So let's get going. Hey, Nate.
Hello, hello. Yeah, so we were kind of talking about this a little bit. Metrics is kind of like I don't know, it's one of those touchy subjects, I think, with marketing in general, like any number of marketers out there are banking on maybe like the business owner's inability to understand the metrics,
Mhm.
I think.
Yeah.
um, and
Mm,
kind of, you know, feeding them a line of this, that, and the other.
true.
Which, as we were talking about, like there's this concept of vanity metrics, right? So the metrics that are kind of just out there to make you look good, like there's a whole bunch of numbers, we got
Like, yeah,
10,000
we've increased your
impressions.
followers and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
now have
yeah,
30,000 followers. And
yeah,
okay, that sounds good. That means
right,
people are seeing you.
right,
But are any of those people clicking? Are they getting your lead magnet? Are they coming
yeah,
to your webinar? Are they purchasing what you have to offer?
yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah.
So, this is what we're talking about here today are the 15 metrics that you should be paying attention to, according to a man named Mark Jeffery. He's a, famous marketer, but he has this list of metrics that he says are the most important things that you really need to be paying attention to. And we're going to talk a little bit more about those. And we're going to kind of organize it around the concepts of the V3 system, right? So visibility, right? We're attracting the right attention and getting and using, hopefully, we're getting clear signals as to what that exactly means, right? Viability, we're turning that attention into profit with smooth handoffs. So, if we're doing everything correctly, we get down to the critical point where we're actually in front of the buyer and we're converting them, right? And then, of course, value, right? We're building long-term value in the business, making the business durable, compounding the growth that doesn't rely on the founder. So we're gonna dig into how these metrics help us to figure that out. Um, all right, so here are the 15 metrics. Are you ready? Number one, brand awareness, something that he calls test drive, churn, customer satisfaction, take rate, profit, NPV, IRR, there's a lot of like alphabet soup here, payback, CLTV, CPC, TCR, ROA, bounce rate, WOM, um, slash social reach. So that'd be like word of mouth, right?
So some of those, it sounds like, because I recognize some of them,
Yeah,
and then I don't recognize others of them.
yeah,
But some
same.
of them sound like to me that they're conditional. So say if you're not running ads on, say, Google or Facebook, then maybe CPC is not a metric that you need to be paying attention to, but we should all be
Yes.
looking at LTV or and what is it? And CPC? Or no. Cost to
C
acquire a customer, CAC.
CAC.
Um,
Actually,
so yeah,
CAC wasn't on here. That's funny.
that is interesting.
That is interesting.
There we go. Number 16,
Yeah.
CAC.
Um, Interesting. I suppose everything else is sort of tangentially related. All right. So visibility. So we're like organize these based around like the V3 system, right? So visibility,
Mhm.
that's where we're going to be worried about brand awareness, word of mouth or social reach, our CPC for running ads, right? Bounce rate if we want people to come to visit our websites, and test drive. What is test drive? I need to find this out.
Yeah, and bounce rate could also apply to email as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Making sure your email is
Exactly.
being delivered.
Exactly. Oh, test drive is if you offer a entry testing offer, especially
Oh,
around
say like
SaaS and that kind of stuff.
yeah, like a trial, 7-day
Yeah,
trial,
trial.
14-day
Exactly.
trial,
That's the
30-day
word.
trial, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Viability. Viability. TCR. Let's see here. What is TCR? Um, TCR. I need to figure that one out. Take rate.
All right, let's do a
ROA.
search.
Yeah, ROA, return on. Wait a minute. Why am I all of a sudden
Take
inventing this?
TCR. This is the campaign registry, a mandatory third-party system used to register and vet business. Okay, that can't be it, right?
No, probably not.
Um, well,
Let's see. Mark. Oh,
campaign
Mark
registry.
Jeffrey,
No,
TCR. Oh my.
in finance, measure a bank's financial strength,
Well, we'll have to figure that out. We might have to
total
skip over
capital
some of these.
ratio. And
Oh, that
yeah,
might
and
be.
see, this is interesting because some of these can be, like we were talking about before, some of them are conditional. It depends on
Yeah.
your business, you know?
Yeah.
And for some businesses, they may use the same acronym for one thing, and another business uses the same acronym for their business,
Yeah.
and it means something completely different.
Well, what we'll
Oh,
explain it
let's
as
talk
we
about
go
that.
along.
In marketing metrics. Let's try that because that's what we're talking about, right?
Well, it
PCR,
we'll explain
trial
it.
conversion rate. That's what it means.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
There we go. That makes
Well,
sense. Trial
actually,
conversion rate.
according to this, it's transaction conversion rate. So
Transaction conversion rate.
anyway,
So we've got traffic, we've got
so,
trial,
so
we've got
we're in the same boat as everybody else here. Is what's going on.
yeah.
So visibility, right? Brand
Hmm.
awareness, word of mouth, social reach, CPC, bounce rate, test drive,
Okay, so
viability,
that's
TCR, take rate, ROA, payback, profit. And then value, CLTV, churn, customer satisfaction, NPV, and IRR. And we're going to get into details here in a second.
hmm.
Um, so my question here is, and maybe this is a rhetorical question, but why do you think it would be better to group these according to the V3 system rather than by the different channels?
Well, let's see. I would say um, if you are focused on putting together a full system, a full end-to-end customer journey system for your business, and you are focused on the visibility piece, then you're going to be looking at certain metrics that measure that visibility versus looking at metrics that are going to measure the viability or the value, you
Yeah.
know, or like what I like to call it, the attraction
Hmm.
versus the retention
Yeah.
metrics. Yeah,
Some of them have more to do with like the length of time to see the impact as well, I think.
yeah,
That visibility portion can be much more immediate, but some of the longer term things that affect the value of the business, like CLTV, obviously, customer lifetime value. Well, how
yeah.
long do you keep
How
customers
long are you
around? Do you
measuring
know
that?
this yet?
Yeah, that's true.
So that takes time.
That's true.
Anyway,
And I guess really the customer lifetime value would depend on, and that depends on the business as well, doesn't it? Um,
for sure.
because for some customers, or maybe and it also may depend on like what it is you're offering. Um, if you're offering, say, like your client kitchen and bathroom remodeling, and you don't really have an offer as part of your offer stack to keep that customer around, then the lifetime really lasts the length of the project, right? And
Right, right. So the question then becomes, how, if it's possible, to extend that customer lifetime value?
right,
This is
right,
this is the crucial key, right? Which means that if you do so, you're cutting down on the time it takes you to find more leads, right? So anyway,
yeah.
it's all
Because
circular.
that you do a good job, that kitchen or that bathroom can
Yeah.
last for several years, and that customer doesn't need you for a while.
Well, but there's other projects that they may need, right? So you never
Right.
know.
Right.
Okay.
And so yeah, that's where it comes down to like um really putting together a system that not only sells them for that one time, but keeps them around.
That's what we're all about. Tries to
Yeah.
we're trying to save you time and energy expense on acquiring new customers by maximizing the customers you currently have, right? That's at least
Right.
one of the things that we helped work on. All right, so let's get into the visibility portion here, the things we're looking at here. Um, Ideally, what we're trying to do is we're trying to improve our lead quality, eliminate waste, and by clarifying our message, right? So if we are saying the right thing, then the right people are going to hear it and react accordingly, right? That's
And
the
at the
theory.
right time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, so let's talk about some of the metrics and then how we can use them in decision making. So first off, brand awareness. That's probably one of the most important things, right? That's probably why we're starting with it. Are we known by the right buyers, right? Do people who we want to know us know about us? Um, the decision there obviously is whether or not we need to work on our positioning, for one thing,
Right.
work on our content, our whole marketing messaging, our whole marketing system, whatever demand generation, whatever that may be. Um,
Are we pulling in the right people?
Yes, right.
That's
And
good
how
to
are you going
know.
to know that unless you're measuring in some fashion, right?
Right.
Um, there's a lot of, I feel that, or I think, but there's actually ways you could measure this. So you've got to have some things in place in order for that to happen, but it is possible.
I think
Um,
this is where the danger of the vanity metrics can come in, where
yes, yes,
the content that we're putting out, whether it's on social media or blogs or
yes,
wherever, um, we can be putting out content and it's generating a lot of views, a lot of eyes. But if if a large percentage of those people aren't taking the next step with us, then
hmm
that would that would mean that we're speaking to the wrong people.
yeah. And we're wasting time and energy doing so, right? Um,
Right.
but good thing about an awareness campaign is it works really well with like lead generation specific campaign, right?
Yeah.
Because you're spreading the word, you're getting mass penetration, right? A
Mm.
blanket penetration, I guess you could say. Just kind of like, spreading it out there, to the audience, saying, "Hey, we're here, we exist, this is what we do," making people aware, providing value, and that kind of thing. But then of course, um, couple that with, okay, now that you know about us, this is the action we want you to take, right? If you want
Right.
to know more and work with us, right? So
Right.
speaking of social reach, word of mouth, are we
Hmm.
are we earning organic amplification, right? Uh, People find
Yeah.
out about us, they learn about us, they share our social media posts and that kind of thing because they think that what we have to say is valuable. We were just talking about the TikTok situation, right? Which is
Yeah,
there's ways you can doctor this for the algorithms, right?
yeah.
But highly
Yeah, I'm
discourage. We
actually,
highly discourage this, by the way.
well, I'm working
Yeah,
with a client now where I want to set up a TikTok shop. And I found out recently that we have to have 10,000 followers in order to do that.
yeah,
And I only just now set up this 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 account. We have
yeah.
one follower right now, and I think that follower is me. Anyway, so
Got a ways to
um
go.
I have a piece to go. And posting by itself isn't going to do it. But I have found out that there are ways, not I somebody did suggest that I buy an account and then just rename the account,
Yeah,
rebrand the account that already
yeah,
has a lot of followers. I don't want to necessarily do that, but there are some other ways to get some followers that allow you to do more things. It allows you to go live at 1,000 followers and at 10,000 followers. I feel like, I guess, depending on the type of account, yeah, it's okay to do it because this particular account is aimed at consumers
yeah.
rather than at business owners. So,
The
um,
thing is like you hear all the time about people just going viral, right? And getting
yeah,
thousands of followers overnight. But those are, I'd say, relatively rare enough that it's not safe to bank on that, Like
right, exactly.
hard to make that part of
Um,
the business model.
yeah, I feel like at at that point, like say you have a ton of followers, but all of these followers or most of them are the wrong people, then now I feel like the call to action should be um, share this with somebody who dot dot
Hmm.
dot
Yeah.
because as they say, everybody knows somebody.
Yeah. 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 If they find it valuable, then hey, the least they could do, right? So why not?
Yeah.
Give us a like. Speaking of, if you like what we're hearing here, give us a like and share this with others. So,
Yeah.
um, I think the key there is organic amplification, but doing this, there's this whole thing on LinkedIn about engagement pods. People would dedicate and say, "Hey,
Yes.
I'm going to post today. Make sure that make a comment on my post, etc."
And that will
Apparently,
amplify that post. Yeah.
well, but apparently the algorithms are smart enough to figure this out because it's the same people day
Because
after
it's the same
day,
people all the
and
time.
so it
Yeah.
starts to recognize the pattern.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
so
and the
uh,
people will find a way around that too. I mean,
yeah,
they'll probably
yeah,
start to widen their pots,
yeah.
make the pot a bit bigger. Hmm.
Um, so
So what
next
do we
up,
have next? We have CPC.
yeah,
Hey,
um,
this one is a
CPC,
conditional one.
cost per click, right? Cost per
Yeah.
click. Are we paying efficiently for qualified traffic? And go real quick, going back to word of mouth social reach, the decision that can help you make is whether or not to double down on or partner situations when your word of mouth is rising. So maybe you can take somebody along with you, perhaps, or vice versa. Anyway, um, the decision in the case of CPC, are we paying efficiently for qualified traffic? So the decision here is, should we tighten our targeting? Um, is our creative up to snuff? Are people engaging with it? Is it interesting enough?
Mhm.
Um, and so if your CPC is climbing and you're not getting more conversions, so that's time to take a look and see what the heck is going on here, right?
Right.
You don't want to pay more for effectively getting less, right? That's
Right. It's like you're getting and so you end up paying for clicks, but they're not qualified leads
yeah,
necessarily. Yeah.
right.
All right. So then what about the
Um,
bounce rate?
Bounce
That's
rate is
like,
for the website, right? So
yeah.
people click on a link that takes them to your website, and are they leaving immediately? So Google sees this. I've been told that this is kind of how one of the metrics that Google uses to evaluate the relative authority of a website
Mm,
is if someone does a search on Google, they click through and to your website, do they leave immediately or do they stick around for a while? If they leave immediately, then chances are good, and Google assumes that they did not find what they were looking for. So next time, it decreases the likelihood that you're going to be shown as a result when that search term comes up.
yeah. Well, they move you further and further
Yeah,
down
yeah.
the search results
So,
page.
so bummer, right?
Mm,
But if you're running ads, you tend to have a higher bounce rate just because people are clicking on ads, they're going to your website, and they're going right off, right?
mm,
But that can go back to CPC, right? Are you actually appealing to the right type of leads who are going to stick around longer anyway, right? So it kind of all
yeah.
goes in hand here. Um, is the experience that they encounter when they go to your website, does it fit what is being offered in the ad? That's another key there, right?
Yeah.
Are they getting what they expected when they click through?
There's got to be a match between your message
Yeah,
in the ad and what's on your page.
yeah.
And they have to feel
Um,
like, okay, they landed in the right place. Otherwise, they leave. And what's
there's
interesting is it seems to happen within 3 seconds.
It is, yeah, exactly.
It's a
Yeah.
very
That's pretty
short
much all
window
you
to
have.
decide whether you're on
Yeah.
the right page or not. I'm giving it 3 seconds. I'm done.
Yeah, and so if your page doesn't load in that time, then,
Hmm.
all
Well,
bets
then
are
you're
off.
really, yeah, you're really in a bad spot.
Yeah. Um, hmm So that means you need to have your page optimized for that very brief interaction and make sure that whoever is seeing the page immediately registers what it is that you have to offer when they land there, right? So,
Right. It's got to load very
um,
quickly.
And the decision here, like we said, fixing that message is the offer matching, what you have to what is on the page, and
Hmm.
of course, the experience of the page loading and all that kind of stuff. Do we need to look under the hood of the website and fix the plumbing, right? Um, and then test drive is where we have demo, trial, consult requests, etc. um, are we offering a compelling next step, essentially, right? In sales, it's always like they say, we want the client, the customer, the prospect to take the next step, right? And what do they need to believe in order to get them to take that next step? And so this is kind of how you start to think about how I'm going to organize my sales process, right? And
Yeah.
test drive is often the easy next step. Maybe one step past giving up their email, right? So
Mm,
it's like, um, give me your email, sign up for this, and you get a free test trial. I have seen SaaS offers though where you don't have to give anything. You just start using the thing, and then after a period of time, I'm not sure how it exactly works. Maybe it's based on cookies, but it knows that you've used it for such a certain period of time, so shuts you off,
yeah.
or it just offers a free version forever. I've seen a lot of
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, I've seen ones where they give you start even if you give them a credit card or not, they start you on your trial is the full package, like a
Right.
premium package. And then if you don't, either if you don't put your credit card in or your credit card
Yeah.
bounces after the 14-day trial is done, you go down to the free version,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, you can keep that um in a simple database. It knows the date that you started, and then they just count from that date.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't need a cookie for that, really.
So, okay. So the decision here in this case is that this is going to help us make is, do we need to strengthen our proof? Do we
Mhm.
need to use more case studies? Is our call to action clear enough? As
You
far as
know
like
what's also good in
what
this
next
one?
step we need them to take? Yeah.
is that during the trial, make sure, do whatever you can to get the person to actually use the system during that
Yeah.
trial.
What do they call
Because if
that?
they get in there using the system and they start to love it, well, now they have to pay you because they don't want to let it go.
Yeah. What is the term for that? I cannot, I'm blanking all of a sudden. There's a word for it. There's a phrase.
Mm.
It's like ecosystem adoption or something like that, right? Like it's the process that you take them on to get them familiarized with what it is that you have to offer. And, if that process is simple enough, it makes them and you're able to kind of guide them along by hand, show them the
Mm.
benefits and that kind of stuff, and get them used to it and using it, the chances
Yeah,
that they're going to continue on that path are much greater in that case, right?
much greater. Exactly.
Yeah.
I've been doing this with my software. Is that when people when they get started, whether they're on a trial or not, that first 14 days, they're going to get a series of emails from me that say, okay, start here. This is day one. This is what you do. This is how you get set up. And it kind of keeps them going from there. Just kind of you know, um, ease them in slowly so that they get started using the system right away. And then by the time the 14 days are up, they're already actually using it. They've gotten familiar with it and they want to keep it.
So, um, speaking of like CPC situation there, I had a
Mm-hmm.
client recently who's actually in the process right now of doing this, but they are working with a lead generation group doing Facebook ads, right? Which is, cost per click situation. Um, and is getting a lot of, he was getting a lot of ads or a lot of people who were specifically asking for, in this case, he's a kitchen bathroom model, specifically asking for bathrooms at $10,000. And he's like, what? What is this about, right? And we started looking at the ads that this other company is running. Lo and
Mm-hmm.
behold, it's claiming that bathrooms start at 99.97, which is completely insane. Nobody does bathrooms at 99.97. That's crazy. I mean, that you
Unless they're
couldn't even build
using
an outhouse for
plastic
that.
for the bathtubs or something.
Nah, nah. Anyway, so totally crazy, but that's the problem. Like it was attracting the wrong people, right? So I'm like,
Yeah,
we need to bear down on this. We need to look at what message we're sending. What does this ad say? We need to take this number out of
yeah,
here because you're attracting price shoppers, right? This is a
exactly.
problem.
And it's a race to the bottom.
Right. If you are in that business, it's already relatively low margins. It's a lot of work. It takes
Yeah,
you have to assemble a team. It is no joke, and for you to waste your time on something like that is just it's not economical. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your money. And so what we started to do is like, okay, we need to reshape the messaging here, fix what we're saying, and make sure that we're attracting the right people. And so that's kind of what we're working on currently with him, getting
mhm.
that situation fixed up. Early results so far are proving that we've got somebody here just this morning actually who said that they want three different things in their house. Like that is who we want to talk to,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so um anyway so we can get a couple more of those. I mean, that makes up that's
You're
three
good for a
clients
while,
in
huh?
one, right? I mean, potentially.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that we want a lot more of those.
That's what
So
you
yeah,
want.
took
Yeah,
took the pricing
that's
out of it.
product market
Yeah,
fit.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Um, all right, so I think we might need to cut this off for
All
now.
right. Well, how about let's do this.
We
So
we can
we've
finish it
gotten
later.
we've gotten through the first segment where we talked about visibility. How about we table the other two segments for part two,
Yeah.
and we'll do the other metrics because Nate has to go. So
Yeah,
um
sorry about that. I
and
know.
so we won't hold him. But uh but stay tuned for next time. We're gonna go through some more metrics
Yeah, this is
on
kind of fun
of
actually, right?
yeah, these are pretty good. So we're gonna do some more metrics. We're gonna talk about valuable, go through CLTV and churn and all these others. So, and but if you have enjoyed what you've learned here today so far, put that in the comment section. Let us know. And what metrics are you paying attention to in your business? Let us know that too. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. And thanks, Nate.
No problem.